Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Firstly, I just want to make a comment on just something the last speaker mentioned, that they've included the technical correction, the correction of this error as a way of saying that the government is actually doing things for beneficiaries. I find that totally bizarre. Actually, they should be doing it. It's an error that needs correcting. You shouldn't be crowing about it, Mr. Nuttall, that it's part of the government's program to support beneficiaries. It actually should have been done in the first place, and they completely owed what this bill intends to do. Mr. Speaker, it's Minister, must I remind you, 1998 was the date of the error. You know, there have been many governments before them. Yeah, so Minister, hey, absolutely, absolutely. So let's not quibble about which government is responsible. We know that the national government like to blame everything on Labor because they take no responsibility themselves. They take no responsibility themselves. So, hey, we've got broad shoulders. You know, we are taking responsibility, and when it comes up to committee stage, I want the government MPs to take responsibility and take some calls, which they haven't done on the other bill that went through urgency today. So let's see. We'll see what happens then, because we know that the government has forced us into urgency on 3 bills. They're not even prepared to stand up in committee stage and take calls to defend the government position. Gone quiet over there. Thank you. Thank you for that. I will continue with my second reading speech. Thank you very much. We all know that this bill has come out of a need and a desire to correct a technical error. But I want to ask the question, and during committee stages I hope, Minister, that you will answer this, why this bill was actually part of the social services. Now, what was the name of that bill, Carmel? Thank you. The extension of young person services. Now, why was this correction?
Just remind the member to address other members properly.
Thank you. Carmel, Ms. Sepuloni, thank you very much. Why was this bill part of that piece of legislation? Why was that? And I think it's amazing, and it's great that significant piece of work was actually taken out of that original bill, so that we can actually discuss this properly. It shouldn't have been part of that bill. And was it an attempt to actually cover up the fact that this error had come to light? And not only come to light in recent times, actually a year and a half ago, a long time ago, the error had come to light. And the government sat on it. It sat on it until November 2015 to actually force the bill through urgency. And then we get to the point that and you've got until the 8th of January to apply for a review. 7 weeks. We all know that if you are looking to apply to a review, we've got a couple of weeks of closure of our government offices. So that's technically going to cut a couple of weeks out of the ability to review, to get your applications in for the review process. Why is this happening now? What is so urgent about doing this right now? According to Mr. Nuttall, the cost of this is $3.5 million. Is that going to change if we pass this piece of legislation today, or we pass it at the beginning of next year? I say not significantly. So what is the hurry to get this bill through urgency? Is this an excuse to actually hold us in the House to pass this piece of legislation, the one before and the one following? No one has really justified this to us as yet. I'd be really interested to hear your comments on that, Minister, when we come to committee stages, if you would take a call on that. I really recommend supporting the extension of the commencement date on this, which will give people an adequate time to find out whether they are able to apply and then put in an application to review. The Greens are suggesting actually advertising the fact. I think that's a great great idea. It shows a real openness and transparency, could do on the government's part, to actually capture those people that need to look at whether they do want to respond. And indeed, Carmel Cipollone did say that people she's spoken to probably won't. They won't be bothered by it. But at least it gives them the opportunity to do that, Mr Speaker. When we do come to the committee stages, I'm really interested to hear some questions to get some answers from the Minister about why she won't be looking at a advertising program and an extension to the commencement date, which actually makes a lot of sense. And if the Ministry has done any work on how many people have actually been captured by this going back to 1998, and not just Labor governments but national governments as well. Mr Speaker, I know that we will have plenty of opportunity to traverse this through the Committee of the Whole House, and I look forward to doing so. Thank you.